So now let me talk about the conference that is to come. Point number 1. Any leader who has taken the pledge to answer to the voices of the people who gets into that conference room must know no exit door. Once you are in, and you cannot be out. If you dare attempt to be out, then you are walking away from the entire 8 million Ambazonian people. And if you walk away from that room, just you walk away forever. That's point number 1. Like I said, the title of this video is how we can consolidate our unity hands that it doesn't get scattered. So point number 1 to that direction is any leader who has pledged or who has thus far accepted the call of the people for unity, once you walk into the unity room, no matter the differences, you are not permitted. In fact, we, the commoners, are asking you, it's an obligation, you cannot walk away once you get into that room. No matter the differences, no matter the insults, no matter the fights, no matter the disagreement, once you are in, you can never be out. That's point number 1. Point number 2, the leaders of the different groups who have thus far accepted for this unity conference cannot send but representatives. They have to be there in person. They have to be there in person. When we watched the video that was manned or chaired by our famous big brother, John Baakoro, with the various leaders, we were told some leaders couldn't be there for whatever reason that they give. If this struggle is important to you, the leaders, more than whatever other cause or reason that you have, then in the coming days, we the people cannot accept any excuse for your absence in that unity conference. You must be there in person and not representatives. Here we are talking about people like our father Molanjo Litumbe, our fathers Fongoji Dinka, who are individuals on their own rights that have been fighting. Considering their age, they might send representatives. Except of these 2 people, all other leaders must be there in person and not representatives. I say so because some might use this as a pretext that it was their representatives and it wasn't them, and so will not want to adhere to the conclusion, and that will still lead us to a divide and a fight. Therefore, every leader must in person be present. Your presence is mandatory. The people have mandated you. It's a must. This is the time where you have legitimacy from the people in your different groups to be in that conference. If you send a representative, we will cease that mandate. That's the second point. This is going to make sure that it is only the leaders of the different factions that will be there in that group, so that they don't give us excuses tomorrow, whosoever might be. They will have to be there, talk it out themselves. Any leader who cannot make it to that conference, I want to say it here and now, any leader who cannot make it to that conference because maybe the leader cannot be able to purchase an air ticket, contact me directly. I will buy that air ticket for you to be there. I will pay you your air ticket to be there. So that is no excuse. Without the financial excuse that I'm here proposing a solution to solve, you cannot tell us, you cannot give us any other excuse and we agree. We will not. Point number 3, I said leaders can't walk away, no matter the differences, once already in that house. Because walking away will mean you're walking away from the entire people of Southern Cameroon and from the people whose blood have been spilled on the ground by the senseless killings from the enemy, or by our own unconscious contribution in the fight that we have had towards one another or against one another. Once you walk in, there's no exit door. Now, the next point, which is very important, and people, please listen to me. I read somewhere on social media, despite the fact that leaders have pledged their participation in the conference, there are still some that are playing a political game with their declaration of participation, because some of their surrogates come online and begin to propose kind of foolish stuff that I don't buy. That is going to lead to more division, like election during the conference. My dear people, we all know that this is a problem. When the consortium decided to transfer or to form the IG, we had leaders who were not happy, despite the fact that that is the legitimate voice of the struggle. And so they used the fact of election, put it in front to worsen the fight and the hate or hatred that was existing already amongst them. So now we should be careful. There should be no election within that house of leadership for unity that it will be in 2 days' time. There should be no election. The people of Southern Cameroon already have their leadership in the voice, through the voices of the commoners to the leadership of the IG. The people of AGC already have their leadership in Dr. Ayabacho. The people of ACYL already have their leadership in Dr. Kwanga. Every one of you will maintain the leadership of your different groups. And that group of unity, for me, which I call a supervisory council for the revolution, you will be there as leaders of the different groups that you belong to or which you head, as leaders coming together to form a supervisory council, a council where decisions are made. You are not going there to elect any government or anything of that sort, for that process will lead to another trouble. So there should be no election, no matter what. You will be in that council. Nobody, you walk in, you cannot walk out. You stay in the council. You talk about issues together in the council. You arrive at decisions together. You arrive at conclusions together, and you communicate as one man your conclusion to the entire people of Southern Cameroon. There is going to be no election. There should be no election. If we hear whoever is going to propose the idea of an election during that conference is somebody who is coming to that conference with another agenda, we should be careful about that.